Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made my frontal wig. First you're going to need a cap, your needle and thread, and also your frontal and your bundles. I will show you guys how I did step-by-step sewing to the last bit of adding in my bundles. Since I am not using a dome cap or a canvas head, you're just going to take your mesh cap and stretch it down. This works for me. I've always used the same wigs to make for myself or any other client. But you're going to take your frontal and you're just going to make sure that it's laying flat on each side and that it's even on each side. And then once you get it to where you want, you're going to take a T-pin and stick it in the middle. This is just to help you basically make a guideline for yourself so you can lay the rest of the frontal flat with your T-pins before you start sewing. Now after you've put the T-pins down into the frontal, I just braided up the hair to get out of the way. But yes, this is how your frontal should look. It should be all flat at the back. You don't want to worry about making the front of your frontal flat because that's not how it's supposed to be. So you're going to take your needle and thread, and I go in one time, then I go back in again and I make a knot. And I believe I do that one more time and make another knot, and then that is my first knot to secure my frontal. If you aren't used to sewing down frontals or not, experienced, I believe that when you use the T-pins, it helps better. Now, I have sewn frontal sewings and all of that, so I know how to sew, but this is just to help me with that extra security so that nothing, pulls up and that everything is still laying flat. So if you would like to keep using your T-pins as you go and as you sew through, then you can. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to do it just how everybody else does it. Like, find a way that works for you and that makes it more comfortable for you. But yes, I'm just gonna continue to go from one side to the other of the frontal, and then I'll be back. Should look. Now guys, don't mind the black thread. You won't see this through, of course, as I sew, because I know how to lay my tracks. Or as long as you lay your tracks, to me it doesn't matter what type of thread, but I like using the black thread because in my opinion it's stronger. So when you want to go in with your first track, I go and double weft it just because that's what I'm always used to doing, and I just take my T-pin, stick it from side to side. Now you don't want to sew the track onto the frontal. Please do not sew the track onto the frontal because this may cause the frontal to pull back and then make your wig smaller. So you want to get it as close to the frontal as you can and do the same thing that I did with the frontal. You go in with your first thread and then you go back in and make 2 knots, and that is to secure your first track. Your first weft should look like once you have finished sewing it down. And of course you're just going to take the other end of the weft and flip it over and sew, and just continue to sew throughout the wig. Now this is the wig once I of course got further up, and then once I get to a part that I feel like I need to come back, I will continue to talk. this. So when you do this, you want to really get close to the end of the weft that you flipped over, and you're going to take it that first time through and knot it. I knot my thread around the needle about 3 times, then I go back and just sew regularly, then I'll do it again, then at the end I will take it and double knot it once again. Now guys, I only use 2 bundles, and that's because I don't want this wig to be like overly thick, and also because I'm planning on cutting it. So I'm just going to attach that weft, which I did single track. Once I install that first bundle that I double track, I go in and single track the last bundle so it can lay flatter. But yes, I'm just going to attach that to the end where I ended that first track and just continue to sew all throughout the wig. And I'll come back once I get further up to closing up the wig. Okay, now here is where you want to start cutting and angling your tracks different. Now I cut the end of that weft that you saw in the previous clip, and I started angling them at basically where the black lines start, and I just use my T-pins to hold it. So instead of going in that same, I don't know how to explain it, but that same flow that I was going, I'm going to start taking a track so it can go basically like from side to side, if that makes sense. As I close up the wig, you guys will see what I'm talking about, but I'm just gonna keep sewing and flipping the tracks over from like that side to side so I can start covering the tracks. Covering the wig at the top of the head. So you guys see how I'm laying them now. Like I'm trying to show you that I'm going to close it up. This way makes it easier to close up the wig into the frontal. So as you continue watching, just pay attention. I'm going to use the same methods with my needle, take it through, knot it first, and then just continue to sew and keep flipping it over. your frontal. You want to sew it like literally right under. That is just going to make it lay very, very flat and also ensure there is no ill-fitting wig. So here I'm just showing you guys how I basically close up my wig. Again, do not sew on top of your frontal. That is like the biggest mistake I made when I first learned how to make wigs. But I'm just going to continue to close up this wig, and I will see you guys at the end of the video. Make sure every time you finish sewing down a weft, you double knot it. That's just to help it with security. If you guys also would like to see me install this wig, please let me know in the comments. After you take out the T-pins from your wig, you want to take off your wig from the mannequin head and flip it inside out to cut that excess cap out. Now, unlike any other wig, you don't really need all the extra cap. You just want to make sure all the styrofoam is gone. And this is my wig. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys in my next video.